Well, hello. Welcome. This is chapter 60 something. Sorry. Um, it's Memorial Day, and I'm wasn't really planning on doing anything today. I mean, I was going to do something, but as far as a video, I wasn't really planning on it too much. But I had a um, advocation kind of meeting with somebody. And I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. So uh, I'm just I I needed to talk a little bit. So that's what we're doing here. Um, yeah. Anyway, my name's Roger. I'm suicidal at times, and I do a lot of work with people who are suicidal, but I'm not in any way, shape, or form a professional or anyone you should be listening to as it relates to mental health, mental illness, suicide. These are my perspectives. And this is my coffee right in my face. I'm going to have to move it, but it's nice, it's convenient. Mm. I hope I don't hit the mic. Yeah. I mean, I'm never prepared to do these things. Anyway, ever. So, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise that uh, I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah. But let's just talk and then see what happens here. And I apologize. Um, I'm a little off at this point. And it's not because I don't know what to say. It's just heavy stuff, and uh, you know you just you put yourself out there. You don't know what's going to happen, um, and there's a lot of times where it doesn't work out. It's not. This isn't the movies. A lot of times there's no happy ending. So, yeah, you do the best you can, and you know you do the best you can. Yeah. So, but it is Memorial Day, and um, I always want to because I come from a pretty service oriented family too. Not all of us served, but a lot of us served, and um, we've I celebrate Corporal Jack Devers who died during Iwo Jima. He was a member of the 26th Marines, which were a member of the 5th Marines, and he landed. And he back in the day, if you could fight, if you were injured and you were going to recover, so he was shot, but then he was sent home, and then he recovered, so he was sent back. And I just I never met him, obviously, but the story goes through the family that he knew coming back. He was shot on the island Bougainville. He was also injured during the Guadalcanal campaign, but that wasn't as serious. So, but he was shot on Bougainville, and sent home to recuperate, and he did. But he knew, and he told his mom that if he ever had to go back, that he felt strongly that he would never return. So, but when the time came, he packed his bags and jumped on a steamer that heading for Iwo Jima, and he was correct. He never returned, not alive. So, yeah. There's a lot of feels today as far as that goes, but I too was in the military, and I did too promised and make an oath to defend with my life this country. And so, and I didn't really go in with the expectation that it was going to actually happen. But at the end of the day, if it would have happened, it would have been fine. My service happened before a lot of my suicide. So I wasn't really suicidal when I was in the service. But I mean, like a lot of people had to do, you lie to get in. But back then you had to lie about your mental illness to do anything, pretty much. So it was just a natural thing, and both sides, everyone agreed. When you're signing that, don't put Mark there, whether you do or not. I mean, it was the recruiters are like, yeah, don't check those boxes, and so it's not that they just, it's like, you're right, if you check the boxes, you ain't going in. So if you want to go in, don't check the boxes. And so I did check the box. Was I open and transparent about no, hell no. But then again, nobody really was. When I was in, going to see a psychiatrist was a death sentence for your career. I mean, they would, the commanders and everything would come out and be, make sure that if you're feeling this way that you go talk to somebody. But and then in the same breath they would say, but if you do, understand that it will have an adverse impact on your career, especially if you are interested in making a career out of it. And so that was the mentality when I was in. Now I know that has changed somewhat since I've gotten out, and I believe it's not a career killer at this point. But I don't believe that the mental health is anywhere near what it should be for military members. Yeah, past or present. I mean, the VA has taken a real beating lately. Well, I mean, it's never really had the greatest reputation for taking care of the men and women who serve our country. This is not to shit on the VA in any sense. I know there's a lot of people in the VA who care deeply about what they do, and this is not to, other people who have a far more valid reason to complain will complain. I mean, that's not who I am. And I don't have to deal with them in any real tense at all. So, I mean, I know that there's people who do, and that they're feeling very frustrated, and I understand that as well. But we have to take care. I mean, and this is the thing, and maybe the military is the ultimate kind of petri dish, so to speak, that we could examine when it comes to the failings of the mental health system that is out there. I think, by far, veterans have had the worst kind of, especially retired veterans who are going through PTSD and some really traumatic things from their time in the service would attest that there's not a lot of help, and it makes a big difference, to the outcomes that people have now. So, yeah, on this day that many people just mark the start of summer, it's far deeper than that, because there's a lot of people who came home who were broken and didn't receive any real care, and then it ended up killing them through suicide or through something else that has happened. And so we as a country, and every country, should be judged on how certain groups are cared for within a society. I mean, because you always in any society, any real developed society, there's many different groups. I mean, if you have an army, you're going to have a military. You're going to deal with veterans, and so that is one population. You're also going to have people who deal with just because they were born with either cognitive ailments or just developmentally disabled, and they're going to need a lot of services too. And so these areas and how we treat these populations, I think, go towards telling the bigger picture of what kind of society, what do we value, what's important to us. And unfortunately, from what's going on, we could easily see that things are going the wrong direction. And I'm not saying that they were ever going the right direction. I don't know if there was a time when we did a better job than we're doing now. So it's not like I'm lamenting the loss of services. I mean, there's been more of those, but what I mean is the services that we really had, I don't know if they were ever really sufficient to meet all the needs. And I get it. There's a lot of needs, and developing a system where every need gets filled seems a little unrealistic. And so I know that there's a reality thing. I know that we hit our head against reality if we, kind of go down that road. If we make the audacious goal to make sure that everybody feels like they have the tools to be successful in this world. And so short of that, what can we do? What obviously it's going to take a huge effort. And I don't know if we're really willing to go and make that effort if it's a priority. And so, I mean, it's my priority. That doesn't mean it's anyone else's priority. Doesn't mean that society values that or any other person or group values that, let alone the majority of the population. But I do know that these groups are vital to tell us and other people what we value as a society. You know, who do we take care of? And we're losing that battle all the time. That is not even a battle that we're really in. Or if we're in, we're not really putting up much of a fight. So I'm a bit discouraged. Which it's not. My discouragement has nothing really to do with reality or any other thing. It's just, it is what it is. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to make myself feel better or if I'm just trying to just talk it out and hope that I make a little bit of sense. So we can, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's been a day, and we got to go forward. So I'm gonna let you go. I think. I don't know. I don't know if this helped anything. I don't know if it helped me. I don't know if it would help anyone else. I hope I don't get a call later. I hope my friend lives a long time, as I hope you do, as I'm trying to do. We need to do better. We need to do better. And I think everyone knows that. I think that's something that's out there that people understand. But what does that mean? What does that look like? These are people. When you think about the military folks, when I think about Jack Devers, who what he had to go through before he passed away, and he needs to be honored. If he were to come home, he need to be taken care of. You know, he would need to deal with the trauma that came with that job. And I just, part of me is thinking that we're going down a road where we're prioritizing the wrong thing. If I was a leader, I would think that the true test of my leadership would be how those under my charge were living, were doing, it would matter to me. And I understand when you have as many people, when you're talking about the population of any country, there's a lot of people, and you're never going to make everyone happy. And you're never going to do the right thing all the time for every single person. But everybody's life matters. And at the end of the day, I mean, that's all. Because if everyone's lives matter, then my life matters. So, anyway, I hope you've had a good Memorial Day, and I hope that you got to spend time with family and friends, and I hope for just a second you took a little time and remembered those that have come before and those that made it possible to have that. And then I would like you to take it just a little bit further and have grace with those that are have dealt with hard things, and be patient with people. So, and always keep fighting, always. So here we go. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.